Joining us now from our bureau in Washington, D.C., senior campaign reporter for the Washington Examiner, Kerry Picket. Kerry, thank you very much for joining us tonight. So we just went through the process of really what led us to where we are today. We know that next week or the following week, Democrats are looking to really pick up these impeachment hearings, kind of getting right back to it after these open door testimonies. What do you foresee moving forward? What's the big hurdle that Democrats have to overcome moving forward now?
Well, more than anything else, these Democrats really have to think about making sure that they can shore up a number of Democrats in their own caucus who are a little bit unsure as to whether or not their own constituents really want them to go forward with impeachment. I mean, look, you already have Brenda Lawrence over in Michigan, who told a radio host, maybe we should be looking more towards censure as opposed to impeachment. And then she had to walk that back. But everyone's already seeing these slips showing already. It's like, sorry, the genie's already out of the bottle right now. So right now, Nancy Pelosi has to get everybody in line. A lot of pressure's coming down right now. And they have to make sure that, those people who have already announced that they're not for impeachment right now, that's Jeff Van Drew, that's Colin Peterson, and everyone knows they're not for it. But right now, I am hearing, a lot of other people are hearing that a number of Democrats are saying, why don't we try for censure and not for impeachment? That is the biggest obstacle that they're dealing with right now.
I think you're spot on. And I think it also raises an interesting point, too, is that when they did vote for impeachment, all the Republicans were in line and all the Democrats were in line except for two. The defectors were actually Democrats in that process. I mean, you could say Justin Amash, too, but that's something that we knew long ago was going to be the case, and technically he's no longer a Republican. But with that being said, too, Republicans are basically united in this effort, too. I mean, a lot of their critics will say that their arguments are all over the place, but this whole process is a little bit over the place, too. So do we have any indicator of what Republicans are going to do moving forward? Are they going to let this process play out, or are they going to come back more combative this time around?
Oh, they're definitely going to come back more combative than ever before, because we're already seeing in the polls that support for impeachment has dropped. We already know that there has been a number of ads that have gone out to these very vulnerable Democrats in their districts, already targeting them. And we're already hearing that these vulnerable Democrats are going up to their leadership saying, hey, we're being attacked right now. What are we going to do? How are you going to protect us? And the Republicans are not going to stop there. If they begin to see that these Democrats are beginning to cave a bit more, they're only going to hit them harder. Now, if you noticed during the public inquiry, we're also seeing a lot more about how social media was being used. First with Adam Schiff, where he was sort of responding to the president's tweet. And now we're also seeing how the Republicans were also responding to the headlines that would go up about 2 minutes after different responses from the witnesses. We're going to definitely watch for that during the Judiciary Committee hearings.
But I remember, too, just a couple months ago, people like Jennifer Rubin and other conservative columnists, as they're called, said that, maybe we should be careful because the Senate could flip against President Trump in this effort. Now here we are. That does not look to be the case at all. I remember a couple of weeks ago, people saying, well, if this was a silent hearing, he would be removed. That doesn't seem to be the case at all. In fact, now reports are saying that some Senate Republicans are looking forward to bringing this trial up, knowing that Bernie Sanders will have to come in, Elizabeth Warren, all these people on the campaign trail will have to come off the campaign trail and now make their vote in the trial in the Senate. Do you think that Senate Republicans are kind of looking forward in some degree to this trial in the sense that they can also call their own witnesses, bring those people in from the election? Is there a positive silver lining for Republicans in this process?
Oh, indeed. First off, remember, even those Republicans who are in some pretty tough races, their fortunes are tied to the president being successful. So if they turn around and go, I think I'm going to vote against President Trump, that is only going to be a loser for them. So they have to make sure that the president only does well, both on the political end as far as his campaign is concerned, and also over here on Capitol Hill. So it would be crazy if they end up voting against him. And as far as, say, Mitch McConnell's concerned, he's thinking, well, if you have a trial, then we can make sure that all these 2020 Democrats only hang out in Washington and aren't out in Iowa, aren't out in Nevada needing to campaign out there. So it's kind of like, bring it on.